Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast. Um, Once again, work is getting in the way of Minecraft. I'm not happy about it, but I got some time, so I want to do quite a few things today, actually. Well, I don't know if it's quite a few, but many different things. Um, I haven't really had a lot of time to do what I need to do. Mostly, I've been keeping this thing running over here. As you can see, we have a ton of saplings, a ton of wood. We have about 73,000 logs in here, which is not quite as much as, I don't think it's as much as an extra dimensional barrel upgrade yet, but it's nice to know that this thing holds a ton of stuff. I haven't done anything with the wheat farm yet, but my sapling barrel keeps filling up, which is why I have a few more over here. And I basically have been, I'll log off for a while and I'll just let the thing process the biomass. And since this is set up with a gate, when the tank fills or it runs out of mulch or fertilizer or whatever, the machine stops. So then I come in, I turn on the stills, and we're doing okay on biofuel. I started Thaumcraft research, but I keep running into the snag. I try to research a specific thing, and I'll end up like researching the stupid bees or the bee frames or something, and I don't care about that. I wanted to get to the flux filters, if they're even still in here. Last time I did the research, they weren't there. So let me know, please leave me a comment if there's a trick to that. Also, when I did the research the first time, you got your Wand of the Apprentice, which holds 50 Viz or Vs. 50. Well, there was another one after this that held like 200, and I didn't see that in my Thaumonomicon either, and I thought that I got that far. So let me know about that and the other thing, please, if you know anything about it. Before we get started, I know this is spelled incorrectly. It's a typo. I thought it was funny, so I left it. The link modifier. Since it's no longer a craftable item, I want to know what you guys think about me throwing away the required materials and then giving myself one. Sam has found a page for crystals, and I would rather go through portals back and forth than to have to click the stupid books and go through the Nether Hub and stuff. So let me know what you think about that. I'd like to make some portals that work, in the overworld here. But if you think it's cheating, I won't do it, but it would make things a lot easier. Plus, if I want to play a prank on one of them, I'm not going to get into specifics, but that would also make that a lot easier as well. So give me your thoughts on that. I set up in my sorting room here. This is kind of what we're going to do today. Very, very basic. I just use the diamond pipe here. All the stuff that needs to be just cooked goes to one powered furnace, and everything that needs to be macerated and cooked, or pulverized rather, goes through a pulverizer furnace, ends up in a chest. I'm not really doing anything with the stuff yet. I'm not sure where the storage is going to go. And I ran a lava pipe down here. Apparently something happened to it. But I ran the pipe just so I could, macerate some cobblestone into sand or cook up some smooth stone without having to change my pulverizer configuration. And I don't know what happened to this thing. It looks like the game crashed. That's actually been happening to me quite a bit with thermal expansion lately. Like, I'll hit a tesseract and it'll give me an internal server error. So I'm just going to worry about that later. That's not really that pressing of an issue. But what I'm getting at is, you know, there's another way. If you don't want to make a geothermal generator or regular generators, you can use power converters. And it's not as easy as it used to be, but once you understand the concept, it's not that difficult. And I've got the things here. Let me go ahead and pick them up. So here I have a consumer. You cannot right click it and it's, you know, on its own. Let me make sure these aren't going to blow up. I took away the accumulators, and remember that xychorium tank below this with water. I put one liquiduct and it's doing very well. These things have not run out of water once. So that seems to have solved the problem. Anyhow, this is an MJ consumer, and what I just broke was the IC2 LV producer and the energy bridge. And if you put this in your thing, you can go back and forth from consumer to producer. It's basically the same recipe. But what you need is, let's say you want to go from MJ to EU, you need, this is an MJ consumer, and then you attach it to the energy bridge, maybe. Shift right click. Now you can click it and it tells you you have Buildcraft power down, which is below that. If I put this LV producer here, now I can right click any of the blocks and it'll show me what I have where. So I've got Buildcraft coming in, IC2 low voltage going out, and now this thing has power. If I put some, I don't have any iron on me. I had to make an iron block the other day. I forgot Greg Tech required you to compress it. Let's make a couple more because I need some dark iron anyway. Right now you notice it doesn't show you any of this. It does show you a charge at the bottom. If I put stuff in here, now you can see it's using 1 MJ, Buildcraft, and it's outputting 2 EU. So I guess that's the ratio. It's 1 MJ for 2 EU. I don't know how economical it is. And it'll go the other way too. So if I have that geothermal generator in there, in the other room, if I take the low voltage producer, this is the producer, you've got consumer on the power side, bridge, and then producer on the output side. I can turn this into a consumer, and then I can turn that MJ thing into a producer, and I can run it the other way. So this is just going to do low voltage. There's an MV1. We've got all of these. LV, MV, HV, EV, and then we've got steam and factorization. Not really concerned with those, but I was thinking of an easy way to get some EU if I needed it, and these are them. The recipes aren't cheap though. Like if you look at the recipe, this one takes an MV transformer, this one takes an HV transformer, that one takes an MFSU. So they're not cheap, but if you wanted to focus on Buildcraft power, or MJ, it would be very easy to make one of these things and convert the power. So now we have our block. If we look again, there's nothing happening because nothing is running through it. So I was considering doing that since I have all that biofuel as opposed to running a steam turbine thing. Well, then I got to thinking, if I have all this wood over here, I could make a bunch of generators and I could cook this into charcoal with an electric furnace and then feed that charcoal into the generators. I'm not going to mess with the sawmill. I know you can get more out of it, but for me it's more of a pain than it's worth. So I'm not sure where I'm going to set up the storage like I said. This is just kind of a thing here because I just needed to put it somewhere. I'm not sure where it's going to go, but I need to start thinking about that, and I want to try something today. What I want to try is the Thermopile, and let me pull up the page over here. Here's the recipe. 2 blue doped wafers, blue alloy ingots, iron, copper. I want 4 of them. And the reason is because these things put out about a quarter of what one of the blue solar panels does. So you need more of them. They work on temperature difference, which is, it's good. Typically you put a lava block underneath and then water on 4 of the other sides. The reason is because lava gives 100 heat, water gives 25 cold, so that's 100 and 100. It's a big difference. If you have 100 heat and 200 cold, like if you use 2 blocks of ice, there's a 1 in 300 chance that the lava source will turn into obsidian or basalt if it is a flowing block. And if you have 100 heat, there's a 1 in 300 chance for a snow block or ice block to melt. So here's my idea. I need to make one other thing. And we're going to need some snowballs and some of this and some of these. And it's the xychorium, nope, wrong ones. Xychorium ice is what it is. I probably did the recipe wrong. Did I? What did I do? Thought I had it all squared away. Oh, it's just smooth stone. Okay, no big deal. And of course I have those backward. Alright, so I'm going to need more smooth stone for this. I just happen to have some right here. So I want to make 4 of these at least. And what this does, if there's a water block next to it, it turns it to ice. So let's go downstairs. I have my sorting machine. And basically I was thinking, if we just put this on 2 sides, I don't have to worry about the lava turning into obsidian. Or, well, I don't have to worry about the water melting anyway because I'm going to have the xychorium ice blocks. So let's I left all the smooth stone upstairs, no problem. Let's put lava there, which should go both directions. And you cannot right click these. They don't give you anything. You just have to hook up something to it. And I'm just going to set this down for now because it doesn't really matter where it is because this isn't going to be the final place. We've got nothing right now. Let me get some water. And this is kind of a test. I haven't tested this yet, so I'm not really sure how well it's going to work, if it's going to work. I'll probably have to run back and forth and get a couple more water since it's going to freeze it. But if we put a thing here, put the water there, it may not be enough of a difference to give us anything. And hopefully I have that hooked up right. Hopefully we don't have to run it up the side like that. No, doesn't seem to matter. So let me put down the ice blocks. It's not where I wanted to put that one. Not going to be able to... Great. And these turn into source blocks, so that's a way to spread some water if you want. And I think what I'm actually going to have to do is probably break that, pick up all the water, and then put the blocks down first, and then put the water. Alright, so let's put that right there. Got some source blocks. And I'm going to need probably one more. But now we're getting power. It may or may not be enough, but I want to do it like this. Since the temperature difference, it's basically the same as using 4 water blocks and 1 lava block, but it's a little more compact. You don't have to put, whoa, what the hell happened there? You don't have to put the lava underneath and then, a source block on each side of one thermopile. I could run this in a vertical configuration or horizontal. I was just trying to make it a little easier. So let me grab one more water block. And this is filling really slowly, so it may take a few more thermopiles for this thing to work right. The advantage to solar, obviously, is that this will work all the time because it doesn't rely on the sunlight, but you need more of them. And a lot of people will use this with a battery box, and it'll work fine. Hopefully these are all connecting. I know red power is supposed to do that. I just want to make sure it actually does. Yeah, it didn't make a difference. So that's still working very slowly, which I kind of expected. I just wanted to kind of see how fast it actually filled this thing up. And I want to see if it'll actually give us enough juice to work for a period of time. I don't want to run blue alloy wire out through the ceiling for solar panels. I'm not sure if it works with glass or not, so maybe I'll try that, but I didn't want to be running wires all up the wall everywhere, so I thought that I would give the thermopiles a shot and kind of see how that goes. I did make my wand of equal trade, and I was turning. If you notice, all downstairs it's all smooth stone now except for a few areas of stone bricks. Well, while I was doing that, it kind of messed up my whole situation here. So I'm gonna have to redo some of that, but that's no big deal. So I think when I do the sorting system, which will probably be, I said I was going to have plenty of time this weekend. I didn't end up having plenty of time, obviously. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a barrel for all the important stuff and have the ender chest put, not the ender chest, yeah. Have the ender chest put everything that's miscellaneous just in probably this chest right here, and then have the sorting machine pull it out and send it down a pneumatic tube somewhere, wherever it ends up being. I could do some of it right here and then have some miscellaneous chests, but I got my Thaumcraft area there. Over here would be more logical, since those books are easy to move. There's plenty of room, but I'm going to have to figure that out. Let me see how long I've been going. 20 minutes. Probably long enough. When I was doing my Thaumcraft stuff, I really just wanted to make Boots of the Traveler. I was going to make myself a pair and I was going to make Sam a pair. But you need more than 50 V's in a wand to do that, and I don't know how to do that. So here's what I've gotten so far. I didn't bother to do these wands yet. I got the Hungry Chest, the Levitator, the Ear, which I still don't really know what that's for. Warded Jars, pretty close to the Portable Hole. I think I need basic flux research before I can make those flux filters or whatever, and I think that's right here. So I want to do that very, very soon and then get to the golems so I can play around with them, because that's something that I never actually got around to. But every time I try to research something, it takes me to the stupid bees. I got some of the frames. I'm going to have to get that fertilizer stuff. this bee, I think there's another bee or two, but I got a lot of it done. So, like I said before, let me know about that flux filter thing with the little things that you hang on the side of your cauldron that take your excess aspects and then you can put them into warded jars or whatever. And also let me know about the other wand, because I didn't see it when I looked in here. I thought it used to be somewhere around all these wands, and it may be. Maybe it's that one. I don't really remember. But just let me know if it's still in there, because if it's not, then it's going to be very hard to make Boots of the Traveler and stuff that requires more than 50 Vs. So let's go see if this thing is full yet. If I can get down there. It is. And it doesn't really use that much power when it's doing its thing. So what I think I may do is I'll hook it up to, there's a chest right here in between those machines. What I'll do is I'll put it on the chest and I'll run some pneumatic tube and just put it to, I think there's a diamond chest. I'll just run it a short distance with a lot of items just to see if it keeps a charge, and if it does, then this will be a pretty good solution. From what I read, what I understand, the lava, it doesn't matter if it's a source block or if it's flowing, you still get 100 from it. You get 25 from fire, 5 from a torch, 3 from a jack-o'-lantern, and if it's in the nether, you get 1 from the air. That's heat. And then normal air out here in the overworld is 1 cold. Water's 25. Snow covering is 50, and then ice is 100. So that's why I wanted to do 100 and 100. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. I don't want to go too long because I need to edit and upload, and I don't think I have to cut anything, so it should be a pretty easy edit. So let me know what you think about the link modifier and stuff as well. And I think if I do the generator charcoal thing for IC power, I'll probably just do it over here since this is where the tree farm empties. Though it would be easy, just as easy to put a cargo manager somewhere else or move it or even use tesseracts, whatever. We can get creative. So that'll do it for this episode. If you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions or whatever, please leave them down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.